So first question, first can you say your name maybe and your position here?
Yes, my name is Manasseh Merciless. I'm working as an agronomist at Mission of Hope. Oversees all the agriculture projects that Mission of Hope is doing through Convo of Hope.
Okay. First question is, what are the main sources or reasons behind like deforestation in Haiti?
Um, let's say the main causes of deforestations.
Mm-hmm.
And in Haiti, we can say the main causes of deforestation is the fact that people, most of the people that have enough income, that have enough money to overcome the problem of their family. So what they do, they'll cut the trees and they'll burn them and do charcoal and then they sell it.
Yeah.
And then one of the things they do it because they want to increase the space for agriculture,
Yeah.
which is one of the one of the main causes of the deforestation. Agriculture, because agriculture is having food, but it's destroying the environment. On the other hand,
Yeah.
so we can say that in Haiti they cut the trees because they want to have money and they do charcoal and charcoal. They sell it in the local markets.
Yeah.
I can say this is one of the main point of this.
Okay. Good. Second question, how is it affected? Like, are there any negative effects to the environment and to the people because of the environment the way it is?
Sure, there is a whole bunch of negative impacts. One, the deforestation is one of the main cause of the erosion.
Erosion.
Yeah, because in agriculture, for example, the soil when you cut the trees and then when it's rain, the water take the soil off because of the lack of trees. And then what other thing, it's create a lot of runoff, and then with the runoffs, people get flooded in the towns. And then one of the thing is first erosion. I say erosion and flooding, and we can also consider the case of by cutting the trees, there will be more water running on the ground instead of sinking in the ground to help preserve water in the ground.
Okay. Good. Or not good, but bad. But thank you. What is being done to reverse deforestation currently?
Yes, currently we can say there is a whole bunch of organization that is working on watershed investment, which is, like for example, in Haiti now there's a project of USAID, which is WINNER, which is working on the watersheds and to see how they can overcome the problem of deforestation. They currently produce trees and buy trees locally and give it to the people in the mountain and they can plant it. But not most of the organizations are working on reforestation, but there is some of them.
There is some of them.
Yeah.
So is the government involved in efforts?
Sure, the government is involved in all these projects.
It's involved in all of them.
Yeah.
Is there like a government organization that oversees the environment?
Yes. There's a environmental ministry that oversees all these projects.
Okay. Do you think that's been effective? Like, has that worked? Has that been helping?
Yes, it is effective, but it's a bit slower. It's a bit slow, but it's helped because as I said earlier, not all the organizations that are working in Haiti are working on reforestation. They are working on other projects.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of needs.
So do you think there's anything else that could be done, or are there other like larger efforts or areas that, like, how do you specifically think it should be handled? Like,
one way that I think it should be handled is having the youth involved in the reforestation, having them teach the people the needs they have to plant trees, because trees, the fact that they cut off all the trees, most of the trees that they have in their environment, they can see the consequences: lack of water, lack of rain, lack of rains fall, and when it's raining, it have a lot of, flooding and everything, and there is a problem with the erosion. And when the soil is getting eroded, and it's decreased the capacity of the soil to produce food. So they are very important. The thing is, you have to teach it in schools to the kids and have them involved in the process. There is one of the things that we are working on at one of the outside. We are producing up to 5,000 trees, and then we have kids take care of all of them. And then we plan to have 5,000 kids taking care of one. Each one will take care of one tree and have it grow and grow and grow, and then we can have them involved in the reforestation. This is one of the projects we are working on now.
Okay. Have there been or are there going to be plans for large scale planting of trees, like in large areas, just planting a ton of trees by organizations?
Yes, the organizations are doing this. I mean, they choose a watershed and plant trees
right there,
all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know main organizations, maybe 2 or 3 that you can name?
I know. I mean, right now I know USAID winner is working on watershed investment.
Is the United Nations at all involved?
Yeah.
United Nations Environmental Program?
Yeah, through WINER, which is Watershed Investment for National Natural Environmental Resources. This is the definition of WINER.
Okay. And so would you say currently is the environment worsening, or is it getting better? Is the situation improving?
It's getting better, but it's getting better with a slow rate. It should have been going faster, but it's a slow rate.
Okay. How do you think it could go faster? Just
having more people involved in it, more organization involved in the reforestation.
Okay. So you think there is hope to bring trees back?
Definitely, there is hope to bring trees back, but it's not, the thing is not planting the tree. It's plant the trees and make the follow up. Yeah, it is important. If you plant the tree and let it in the ground, it's gonna be very hard for the tree to resist to the dry season. Because it haven't been there like natively. It needs to have somebody to take care of it until it can get stronger to grow.
How does, briefly, what is some follow up that could happen?
One of the things, plant the tree, and you need to plant the tree during the raining season. Okay. It's not plant the tree any time of the year. You can do the nursery. I mean, establish the nursery. Have the trees grow in a space that you can water and put fertilizers and keep them in very good shape. But when the raining season starts, you need to start to put them in the ground, because you won't have to water, but you will have a lot of rain coming and they will keep going. And then the rainy season go up to 6 months, and it's way enough for a tree to get stronger. And when the dry season come after that, you will be able to resist more. Okay, so planting trees any time of the year. Make sure that you plant during the rainy season.
Okay. Thank you. That's good.
You're welcome.
Any other final comments or anything about the environment, reforestation efforts that you want to mention last of all?
The reforestation, one of the things that I will say regarding the reforestation, I want you to understand that there is when you do things like you want to help the community to grow, there will always be a negative impact on the environment. We need to understand that we need to go for each type of goal, but it's gonna have on one hand good consequences, on the other hand bad consequences. For example, if there is a beautiful community with trees and everything, but people are not farming over there, you want them to farm, which is gonna be good. What you're gonna do? Cut trees
Yeah.
and have in place for them to grow their crops. So this is one of the things we need to think about how to do it. It's not don't do it anymore. We need to think how to do it. It's not doing it like crazy, like most of the people are doing. Cut them and do circle, sell in the market. Don't think about we plant somewhere. We need to think about it. Like that.
That's all I had. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. It was a huge help.
Thank you, and you're very welcome. It's been great.